when it's here, and then I have to figure out, okay, if I'm going to put it for $12.95, if I'm going to put it for $9.95, it's a lot easier to come down. Sometimes when a product is in demand, you can raise it a little bit,
Right.
but you have to just balance it out, and you have to be the boss. It's your product, your concept, and you just want to be able to figure out if it makes sense or not.
Do you start with the margin in mind before you go in? Do you like reverse engineer it from the beginning, or do you think about the margins kind of when you're down the road a bit?
I like to think of things from a consumer perspective. I
Mhm,
like to think about what the price is
mhm,
and then get quotes. And
mhm.
if my quotes make sense, then I'm going to continue. And if they don't, I got to keep beating it down.
Right.
And you mentioned earlier, is it based on my minimum order quantity? A lot of times when you're working on a new idea, new invention, you want to manufacture it, you don't need 100,000 units in your garage to start with,
Right.
right? You want to be able to start off with a small order to be able to validate and check to see if the market is going to appreciate it and start to purchase.
Yeah.
So you might have a little bit higher cost there, but at least you can test. So you might make less margin in the beginning, but at least you know where you stand. So yeah, there's a lot of strategies, and I think that every product has its own kind of path, because if you're competing with a million other products that are very similar, then it might be harder to get your product in front of people. Like,
Mhm.
for example, Mike, I have this product called Extra Space. It's a collapsible egg tray. So as you put your eggs in, you push it back until there's that much space left, right, that you need in the fridge. So are you going on Amazon, for example, and trying to look for a collapsible egg tray? You might not know that it exists. So what I
Right.
have to do is, when you're looking for an egg tray, I have to come up as a suggestion of another possible type of egg tray that you would consider. So
Right.
some I have to work harder to get you to know what it is or if it's out there, and others kind of fit right in. So you just have to balance, and you have to do your due diligence to know that you're going to get activity and traffic on a product. And just one other point, these days, Micah, you don't have to necessarily be in a major retail store to be successful. There's
Oh
so
yeah.
many alternatives, right? You have,
Mhm.
of course, Amazon and eBay, and you could be on Lowe's.com, you could be on all these different Etsy.com, you could be on all these Walmart.com, you could be on all these websites and be able to generate sales, but you got to put some marketing dollars into them so people know that you exist.
Yeah. What is your typical framework for marketing cost? Do you go a percentage of um a percentage of what, how do you determine it? Percentage of sales made, of initial sales made, or do you just come up with a fixed budget? Because obviously there's some marketing ramp there that needs to be done.
I look to see how much marketing I'm putting in and how much what I'm getting in return. And I have to I know the margins that I have and what I'm willing to give up to
Hmm.
be able to get one. But Micah, there's people that I work with that I've looked and seen them grow. And sometimes you get so excited about all the sales that you do. And I'm like, okay, well, how much are you paying for advertising? And the advertising is more than what they're making.